Hello. Now, am I audible, sir? Hello.
Audible. Please continue, sir. Please
Okay.
continue.
Okay. Thank you, Vipin, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak on this great platform. So today I will deliver a topic on improving the productivity of gas tungsten arc welding using activated flux. So these are my contents. Okay. So we'll proceed accordingly. So, sir, am I audible? Hello.
You are audible, but your screen, you have to share the screen. You have to share your screen.
Okay. Okay, sir, my screen is
Yes,
visible,
yes.
right?
Yes, visible.
Okay.
Please continue, sir.
Okay. So today I will deliver a topic on improving the productivity of gas tungsten arc welding using activated flux. I think all of you are aware about the gas tungsten arc welding, but today we'll discuss how we can improve the productivity by the application of the activated flux. Okay. So these are the content. We will proceed through this accordingly. So whenever the welding terms comes to our mind, so we imagine this kind of picture, right? A simple like we'll see in every day in the workshop. Okay, but let me tell you, the welding process is more complicated than this simple process. It is not like in the welding we simply join the two metals and we get a joint. Okay, it is more than that. Okay, so these are the pictures. These are two pictures. The first one is the reactor vessels that is used for nuclear power plant. Okay, this nuclear vessels is used for nuclear power plant, and it is made of stainless steel. And in order to manufacture this reactor vessels, we have to use numerous steel plate and we have to weld it using the gas tungsten arc welding. So if there is any small defect in the weld bit, then it will not only cost us in terms of economically, but it will cost us our huge amount of human lives. Okay. The second picture shows the this is one of the world largest cryostat that is for the ITR, and it is manufactured by L&T in Hajira. As it is world largest cryostat, you can see you'll find millions of steel plate are welded together. Okay, so in this case, a small if we found a small amount of defect in any parts, okay, then it will cost us huge amount of human lives as well as in terms of economically. Also, the environment will also suffer. So welding is also used in a very critical part. Okay. Now the next is the GSLV vehicles. Here also we use numerous welding process in order to join different critical component. And the second one also shows the assembly of a aircraft. In the aircraft also we use different welded joints. Okay. So as we already know the definition of welding is like getting a permanent joint by melting or either using the pressure. Okay. And we can also use we can also advance this welding process and we can use it to 3D paint the metals. Okay. The only difference between the welding and 3D printing is that we deposit layer by layer in order to make a certain parts, a certain shape, instead of creating a joint that is in welding. Okay. So as I told you, welding is a very like a complex process. It is not only about the joining the two metals. So in this picture, as you can see, is that whenever we are welding a metals, first of all, we have to, before designing a component, we have to select the metal, which kind of metal we'll use. Okay. Then we have to use for the design, group design before the welding process. Then after that, we have to go for the like selecting the suitable welding, then we have to, after that, after selecting a proper welding, we have to select a filler metals. Okay, and after that, during the welding, what happens, we have to study the physics of the welding, how the molten metal is flowing within the weld bit. That is very important to actually get a defect free structure, and for that we have to study the physics, and we have to study the computational fluid dynamics in order to know how the fluid is behaving or flowing inside the weld bit. And after that, the solidification part come. There we have to study the welding metallurgy of the joint. And after solidification, what will happen? The solid state transformation. We have to go to the phase transformation. We have to study the phase transformations. And after phase transformation will occur when the metal cools. We have to study in order to know whether the particular joint will able to meet the certain criteria or not. Hello? Hello?
Sir,
Am I audible,
continue, sir. Your voice is very full.
Okay. So
Yes, sir,
after that,
audible, sir. Continue.
okay, sir. Okay. So after that, we have to go for to determine the mechanical properties. We have to study the different defects. If there is any distortion is there, we have to study the residual stresses in order to get a defect-free structure. Okay. Now we will see what is the. I think already you know what is the gas tungsten R welding process, right? It is simply we use a non-fungible electro-tungsten, and we use the shielding gas, and the arc is produced between the tungsten electrode and the base metals. Okay. So now let's come to what is the advantage of GTAW. Actually, for critical component, as I have already shown in the previous pictures, okay, we have to get a very good quality welded joint that can meet the certain mechanical properties. Okay, so gas tungsten R welding, generally in the gas tungsten R welding, we get a very good defect-free welded joints. Okay, and this thick welding is suitable for joining non-ferrous metal like aluminum alloys, magnesium alloys, and steels. Okay, and also this gas tungsten R welding is somewhat more economical as compared to the laser beam welding, electron beam welding, and friction stir welding. Now let's come to the disadvantage of gas tungsten R welding. As we know that the maximum depth of penetration reached in gas tungsten R welding is very limited. So it is only 3 mm. So generally, you already know that we can generally for the welding of thin sheet, we generally use the gas tungsten R welding, right? So if you want to like weld a thicker metals, then we have to go for number of passes in order to fill the groove. Okay, which generally what happens, reduces the productivity. So the time of welding as well as the cost both increases due to this limited depth of penetration in gas tungsten arc welding. Now let's come to what is activated flux gas tungsten arc welding. Okay, this activated flux gas tungsten arc welding, it was developed by the Pattern Welding Institute in Ukraine, and they increase the depth of penetration of gas tungsten TIG welding up to 300%. Okay, so this activated flux gas tungsten R welding is a very simple process. Only what we have to do is that we have to, before welding the metals, we have to apply a thin coating of different metal oxide. This may be the flux, may be oxide, or maybe sulfide, or in some cases it is fluorides. All the oxide, it is mixed with acid, and we apply on the surface of the metals to be welded. Okay, which increases the depth of penetration of the weld bit. Okay, So this is the, as you can see here, this is the metal before welding. We have applied a thin coating on the base metal. We have to make a paint-like consistency here. We have to use the flux with the some amount of acetone, and we have to paste it using some brass. Okay, so this is the flux, and then we have to weld it. Okay, so as you can see from the picture, this is the micrograph of a welded joint. The first picture is for a, this is the depth of penetration. The thickness is around 6 mm. Okay, and as you can see, it is like around 2 mm. The depth of penetration in this case is around 2 mm. And as you can see, with the use of different flux, the second one is for using the molybdenum trioxide. The depth of penetration is, here we are getting a full depth of penetration with the molybdenum trioxide, and